Hey everyone, welcome back. It's week 50 and this has been one hell of a week. I can't sugarcoat it, I can't hide it. This has been really, really stressful. Work has been full on and honestly, I have been pulled from pillar to post and I felt so stretched over the entire week with work and other commitments. It felt like everything had hit at once and I've barely had time to breathe, let alone reflect what's happened in this week. But hey, I'm here, I'm still showing up, I've weighed in, and that's what matters in terms of how I'm transforming my journey. So let's unpack this week and see what went down. Hey everyone, so as I mentioned in the intro, it has been a long week. It's been a week where there have been ups and downs, a lot more downs than ups, I think, in terms of what's been going on. Um, and that's really sort of affected me in terms of what I'm eating, what I'm doing. And just, yeah, it's really, this week's put my life on hold effectively in terms of me moving forward on my uh, transformation to try and turn myself into a healthier, better me. Um, and so I think work, it's just work, you know, and there's a range of different things that have just taken place. And emotions can just get the best of us at times. So we started off really having lots and lots and lots of things all coming at once. It was all very badly timed. So we had something called a trust review, which is a group of people come in and check everything that we do. They do lesson observations. They look through my paperwork as head of the department. I have a feedback session, which actually turned into more like an interview, asking me lots of questions as opposed to providing feedback. And that's always stressful because we as a school haven't had one for 5 years or so. So we didn't really know what to expect. But yeah, I got hit twice in terms of lesson observations, and I don't mind. My door is always open, and I'm happy for anyone just to walk in and just to stand at the back, to take part, to have an input, whatever. You know, I have very much an open door policy. It was a little bit more nerve wracking though. That it was one of my examination classes, my GCSE group, and the lead reviewer of the trust audit was a history teacher as well. So it was just everything seemed to be under the microscope in terms of what was going on within my classroom, within the subject, and within my department for teaching staff. So that was a lot of pressure in terms of having them in my room watching me every step of the way on that one. On top of that, this week was our school production. I took over directing the school show when a colleague of mine, a good friend of mine, went on maternity leave and had a baby. Now, I'm not particularly musical in terms of singing or dancing wise. The drama side, absolutely fine. My role typically within shows is technical, sound, visual, lighting, all that sort of thing. So to take over and lead a show, and then we had our two performances this week, and it's been going on forever in terms of rehearsals, and we just hadn't seemed to get anywhere in terms of it. Then we got told our trust CEO was turning up with the director of secondary education. We've done some really good shows in the past. I mean, we've set really high bars, and compared to a lot of other schools in the trust that are bigger, that have more money than what we do, we always seem to come out on top. And so I was absolutely devastated by the time Thursday got here, and it was the worst show we'd put on. I felt bad for the kids. I felt bad for the school and the audience that had turned up, and it was just a real roller coaster trying to get them on stage. We had a lot of new members join our performing arts team, student-wise, to take part in the show, and so they probably had those first night nerves. And by the end of the night, it was really deflating. Feedback from parents is always going to be good. They've got their children in there. But for me, we had better rehearsals. And that was the disappointing thing. And I was absolutely dreading the Friday last night in terms of putting on a second performance. And so it came to last night, and yet everyone seemed so much more relaxed. They'd had that full run through, they'd had an audience to perform. I gave them the big talk at the beginning to go out and enjoy themselves. And we sat down, my colleague and myself, who's directing the show, called for curtains, and the show started. And within 3 or 4 minutes, my jaw was on the floor, and the kids had absolutely blown me away in terms of the opening number to get the audience engaged. We did Sister Act as a show, and so it needed to be that really big wow number, disco, all of that sort of thing, and they did it, and everything worked perfectly. The cues worked well. Got to the interval, went into the green room, and they made me cry. Like, they had absolutely blown me away. Which then started all the kids off crying as well, and they ended up having to redo their makeup in 10 minutes, which wasn't ideal, but they had gone above and beyond and moved that bar so high to showcase what they can do. And by the end of the show, we had standing ovations from everyone that was in the audience. We had people from the community who had no children at the school coming in because they'd been told about how good our performances were. And I couldn't have been prouder of the students for what they were able to do. The team, we had our ups and downs amongst the staff involved, and we pulled it together just like the kids did, and it was the best show we have ever put on at our school. So again, these highs and lows of emotions, it really, being a teacher is an absolute emotional roller coaster. It really is. So we've had the trust review, the school show, the stress of putting everything on really has got so much this week. I was then also asked to run assemblies for every year group that we have, based on VE Day for next week. Being the head of history, it's my responsibility to try and get messages out, to get activities and events organised. And so that's something that I've been putting forward and delivering all week. However, I thought it was going to be next week when VE Day is on the 8th of May. It's the 3rd of May at the moment. So I had to rush to put something together. Luckily, I knew what I was doing, or what I planned on wanting to do. So that was just another layer of stress built in. And then my GCSE groups as well. In my examination groups, we've got 5 lessons left until their first exam. And it's the same every year. And I think back 20 years ago from when I was sitting my GCSEs, my high school exams, I don't think I was this way inclined. Fair enough, when I was at school, we got study leave. We got sent home 2 weeks after the Easter break and said, look, this is your time to revise. If you want to come in for extra help, feel free. But we keep the kids in right through the exam period. There is no study leave. And they've just switched off. My life this week has literally just been spreadsheets, performances, meetings, scrutiny, and it's just, been all over the place. So of course that's impacted me in terms of at home, my meals, the sleep that I'm having, and it's just been, it's been a whirlwind. I haven't been able to do my three bits of activity on the treadmill. My running sessions, I've done 2 because my plan was to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Friday was the school show, so I didn't get home until 20 to 11 at night, and there was no way after doing 16 hours at work I was going to get on the treadmill. So after this, I'm going to head on there and get that third one done out of the way and try and continue building up my running strength. Meal wise has not been great either. During the shows, it's been grab and go food. I've made some better choices, so I've been munching on fruit an awful lot more this week. I'm trying to build up my fibre and that sort of things. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was there or thereabouts in terms of hitting the 1800 calorie mark. Thursday, I blew it. I mean, it was a bad day. I probably hit 3,500 calories. Friday, I didn't eat much at all. Fruit was really all I had, and a protein shake. I had that sickness feeling because of what I was worried about being in the show. I mean, yeah, that was what really took over Friday for me in terms of feeling. So yeah, it's been an up and down week in terms of my weight loss journey, my transformation. So in terms of when I woke up this morning after just another 4 and a half hours sleep, I went straight to the bathroom and weighed in. So last week I weighed 264 pounds. And this week if I was to maintain, I would be over the moon. I mean, that's how bad this week's been, really. Got on the scale and I weighed in at 258.05. I was absolutely blown away. Now, I don't do points, so I round it up to the pound. So my official weighing record that I keep, I put down that my weight this week was 259. So for me, that's a loss of £5 this week. Now, it's been several weeks since I've had anything over 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, so 2 months of doing 1 or 2 pounds here or there, a couple of 3s. But yeah, to have a big one like that, did stress play a part on it? Possibly, absolutely. I think so. I think I'm trying to get my steps up. I'm trying to do the running as well. Is that playing a part? Possibly. But I'm making right food choices as well, and that's the main thing. So for me this week, yeah, I'm absolutely blown away. So that brings my total weight loss now to 13 stone exactly from my heaviest. I'm 170 pounds lighter thanks to being on Mounjaro. It is a proper game changer, this drug. So I'm absolutely blown away. I know next week, because my eating's not been great, if I stay on plan, it's probably going to be a maintain, possibly, because like I said yesterday, I had very, very little to eat. And if my body starts storing things, I don't know what happens. But again, I'm looking at, can I get to my 1 year anniversary? 260 was my goal. I'm already under that. So, if I can get to 256, would be absolutely amazing. It'll be the lightest I can ever remember myself being weighed on scales. Yeah, absolutely blown away. So 2 weeks to lose 4 pounds. Hoping I can do that. But yeah, so this is week 50. 5 pounds lighter. The stress in my life has near enough gone. I've literally just got my examination classes left, and I've only got those for 4 weeks, and then that'll be over, and it's plain sailing into the summer. The joys of being a teacher, I tell you, it's one thing after another. So I'm going to cut this off here. It's going to be a shorter one, hopefully, than my previous. And if you're interested in following my journey, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and stay tuned for more videos next week. Thanks for watching.